Alright, good morning 4S2. Okay, from today onwards, we're going to start a series of video lessons again on this chapter in maths called Matrices. So before we start the lesson, I would like you to have ready, alright, the chapter 3 Matrices Worksheet, like you see on the screen. Okay, I would also like you to have your textbook as well as your foolscap paper readily available because like what we do in class, we are also going to try some exercises as we go through the topic. Okay, so let's start. Alright, so this whole chapter is actually on matrices, and I think you will find the name matrices familiar. Okay, I don't know if you remember, but this was actually one of the first topics that we came across in A-Maths when we used matrices to solve simultaneous equation. So you should have some recollection of it. Okay, later on we will recall a bit more about matrices, but for now, okay, I will start over again, and we will start off by introducing what is the definition of a matrix. Now you realize a matrix, okay, I'm going to scroll down a little bit, is something that is of this form here. Okay, you should have seen it like this. So it is made up of rows and columns, and like I mentioned in the worksheet, okay, it is really just a compact notation that is enclosed in brackets, and it actually helps us to express information very clearly, and it helps you to eliminate redundant information. So, okay, how do we actually express data in the form of matrices? Let's look at an example here. So if you look at the example in the worksheet, alright, we have a table which showing the number of students in 3 classes and the breakdown of boys and girls. Okay, so with a table form like this, we can actually write it as a matrix. Okay, simplified. You realize that when you write it as a matrix, the headings of the rows and the columns actually disappear. But when we define a matrix, we must be very clear itself that, okay, the rows here represent the gender, and the columns here actually represent the class. So what are some characteristics of matrices? Well, first of all, you note that it has made up of an array of numbers. Okay, so the numbers are arranged in rows and columns. And each entry in a matrix is called an element. So for instance here, the number 20 is called an element of the matrix. And each matrix actually has what we call an order of the dimension. And how do you actually define the order of a matrix? The order of the matrix is actually defined by the number of rows times the number of columns. Okay, and you realize that rows is always specified first. So taking the matrix above as an example again, we see that this matrix here has 2 rows and 3 columns. Right, remembering row is horizontal, columns are the vertical. So we can say that this is a 2 by 3 matrix. Alright, although we write the multiply sign there, okay, we pronounce it as a 2 by 3. And you realize that I don't evaluate 2 times 3 equals to 6. I leave it as 2 by 3. Okay, so how you always express order of matrix is always something by something. So if we look at the example below, okay, if you look at example number 1, okay, this matrix here, we have actually 2 rows and 3 columns. So when we write the order of the matrix, okay, this will be a 2 by 3 matrix. Okay, can I give you a few seconds? Can you try example 2? Alright, you should see that again, it has 2 rows and 5 columns. So this will be a 2 by 5 matrix.